Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's. Good evening, Commonwealth. Thank you for watching the KSPN Channel 2 News. I'm Bob Colding. Straight ahead on your weekend edition. A gaming operator is asked probing questions about finances on Capitol Hill. Also tonight, Governor Torres says, "Where's the subpoena?" and comments on testimony from his lieutenant governor. And one of the top sunset spots on Saipan is a sight for sore eyes. In sports, members from the OCEANIA National Olympic Committee are here to help. Stay with us. We'll have these stories and more next.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I got my COVID vaccine. How about you?
আমার আছে কোভিড-19 টিকা আপনার আছে কি?
ได้รับวัคซีนโควิด -19 แล้วนะคะแล้วคุณล่ะคะได้รับวัคซีนหรือยัง
Tapos na po ako magpa-COVID-19 vaccine. Kayo naman po. Tapos na rin ba?
I did it. I did it for you.
Do it.
Do it for us.
I did it for my friends. I did it for my family.
I did it for my daughter.
Let's do it together.
Hafaday Tarawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, September the 17th, 2021. Local Bridge Capital General Manager Bart Jackson today testified in front of the House Committee on Gaming. Jackson answered questions about MP Holdings, an LLC that operates Saipan Vegas and Club 88. Bridge Capital has a unique tax position in the CNMI, but the special tax status does not apply across the board. Today, lawmakers zeroed in on the relationship between Bridge and companies sharing the same address.
What is the relationship between MP Holdings and Bridge Capital?
There's no business relationship. They have the same shareholders.
The same shareholders, some shared staff. You yourself work for both MP Holdings and Bridge Capital, correct?
Yes, I'm on the payroll of, actually on the payroll of both, separately.
Okay. So there is some sharing of resources then among the companies. And are you aware that Bridge Capital holds a qualifying certificate?
Yes, I am.
Are you aware of the terms and conditions of that qualifying certificate?
Yes, I am.
Are you aware that CNMI law prohibits the holder of a qualifying certificate on Saipan from having an interest or license in gaming?
Yes, absolutely.
Is Bridge Capital or any of its principals in violation of that QC?
No, ma'am.
And why not?
Bridge Capital is the QC holder. Bridge Capital has nothing to do with MP Holdings.
Have there been any commingling of funds between Bridge Capital?
Not that I'm aware.
How are funds not commingled or shared in any way if you share staff, records?
There's no commingling of funds. Accounts are separate, books are separate, everything is separate. Whether or not you might have a common pair of eyes reviewing financials certainly is no indication that there's any kind of overlap relative to this issue.
Okay. I'd like to just remind you, sir, respectfully, that you are under oath.
Absolutely.
Has
Thank
the
you.
Bridge Capital QC been used in any way to offset taxes or fees owed by the gaming clubs?
No.
Can you provide this committee with a list of all the LLCs associated with Bridge Capital or its principals?
An official request?
Yes.
I mean, if the law requests it, the law can get it.
I am asking if you are able to provide this committee with a list of the LLCs.
As an Yeah. If you gave me a list of specifically what you're looking for, then I'd do my best to comply.
Okay, the specific request is a list of all the LLCs associated with Bridge Capital or its principals, John Bodwin or Sean Scott.
We'll check and try to comply.
Do you know if Bridge Capital and MP Holdings share the same mailing address?
I do not.
They do. Do you know if they share the same phone number?
I guess they do.
They do. Do the owners of MP Holdings and Mariana Entertainment pay personal income tax?
Yes.
Do they pay corporate income tax?
It's an LLC, so everything rolls up into their personal. Everything rolls up into their personal returns.
And it is your testimony that there is no offsetting of any taxes for the owners of MP Holdings and Mariana Entertainment or the principals, no offsetting of any taxes from the Bridge Capital QC.
That's correct. That's my testimony. There's no offsetting between Bridge Capital and other businesses which don't comply with the QC.
On Wednesday, Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios testified in front of a House committee about spending practices of Governor TORRES. Today, the governor responds.
And you have a right to discern that and look into the matter whether there is one, fraud, abuses, waste, at the very least. I already looked at some social media and LT's throwing the governor under the bus. You know what? I didn't throw him under the bus. He ran in front of the bus. And in order for him to come out of this unscathed or minimize the damage to his reputation, he has to be the one to come before this body and clarify the questions that you have. And I hope that he does.
I just wanted to ask you for your response to your Lieutenant Governor, Arnold Palacios' testimony recently.
He's made that comment already, so I'm just going to move forward in what I need to do.
If I could just respectfully follow up, he testified under oath. Would you say that he gave a truthful testimony?
Well, I guess he'll be if there's anything that is inaccurate or incomplete, then we have to see that. I don't want to be the one to say whether it's accurate or not.
Are you planning to respond and appear before the JGO committee yourself, or what are your plans moving forward with their request?
Well, I've told them since the beginning. I said, hey, call me in so we can hash this out and answer those questions, the concerns that you have. Yet it's been several months. They never did that. They're choosing to go this route. They brought in officers. They brought in people that subpoenaing other people. And yet they haven't called me. So apparently they already have a goal, an agenda before all this process. So we'll deal with that when it comes.
Governor, is it okay to ask you to elaborate more on what you mean when you say you'll deal with it when it comes? Does that mean hiring a lawyer for yourself? Does that mean waiting for them to make the next action, or what do you exactly mean when you say you're going to wait?
Well, they already voted as a committee to do subpoena, so I'll wait until that subpoena comes, if it comes.
As the CNMI opens up, at least in part, to tourism, one of the major beaches on Saipan has fallen into sad disrepair.
This is the look of the beach this week on the western shores of Garapan, just west of Hyatt and Fiesta. Parking on the beach has become the norm, and debris is scattered in many places. Concrete blocks are scattered on the shoreline, and there are numerous old tent frames that were originally used by water sports operators and concessionaires on the beach in better times. Trash from gatherings sits within a few meters of the ocean. There are a number of downed trees from storms earlier this year, along with tire rims. Broken down beach chairs are piled in places, even an old personal watercraft that won't be hitting the waves anytime soon. All CNMI beaches are public. According to CRM, parking in this area is discouraged.
Coming up, from the bad and the ugly to the pretty and new, a new restaurant says Ribeye has a new home. And we head to the home of America to look at boat culture that's based on speed.
COVID-19 vaccine ngayon.
I got my COVID-19 shot. How about you?
我们已接种新冠疫苗，你呢？
I did it for you, for the safety of the community and the public.
I did it for my family.
I did it for my friends.
Just do it. Let's do it together.
Choose the right seat and reduce the risk of injury to your child. Infants need to be in the rear-facing car seats. Keep them here until they outgrow the seat. A forward-facing car seat has a harness. This will help limit your child's forward movement during a crash. As your child grows, you can move them into a booster seat, but make sure they are in the back seat. Before using a seatbelt, make sure the belt can fit your child properly. The lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs and the shoulder belt across the shoulder and chest. Keep your child in the back seat at least through age 12. It's the safest place.
Buckle up. Every trip, every time.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Welcome back to the weekend edition. Speaking of the weekend, the grand opening was this week for the Plumeria Steakhouse located in Garapan.
Pasta, steak sandwiches, and burgers, says General Manager Steve Jang. The restaurant has a twin-engine airplane just in front of it that he hopes brings special attention to the new eating spot.
Plumeria Steakhouse, I opened it because I wanted to have a good steakhouse in Saipan, and so here it is.
Jang says they will also be open for breakfast on the weekends. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held on Wednesday night, and while appetizers were served, Local music was teed up.
And with the rice, I've been traveling in the local boys, went back to me cheap, I ain't gonna want up, quick in the corned beef and spell, and with the rice, oh yeah, maybe I go hungry every day, cause I'm a local boy, and they know my name, so I don't know.
So I want to congratulate him, and I hope that other businesses see that even Mr. Steve has taken the initiative, taken the investment to invest here, and I welcome and I invite other investors to come to Sinoma and continue making those investments.
The Ozarks are located in Missouri, but did you know the Netflix series Ozark is actually filmed in Georgia? I did. Anyway, our Chris Nelson found that out and more as he heads to the Midwest for an annual boat race where the vessels reach close to 200 miles an hour. This story is called Shootout.
This year we are headed to the Lake of the Ozarks, a man-made lake in the middle of America. Our journey to Missouri starts on the left coast in San Diego, California. Ron Nelson is family, and he has organized the trip and volunteered to get us there. His plane, a Phenom 100, which is in the very light jet category and can be flown by a single pilot, holds up to 6 people, and most importantly, there's no extra baggage charge for golf clubs. We take off from Carlsbad and head west, get a glimpse of the Pacific before turning around heading east. Nice views as we leave California and head into Arizona and New Mexico. Plane has a range of about 1,300 miles, depends a bit on temperature and how many people are aboard. As we enter Oklahoma, it's time to stop for gas. Elk City Airport has nice weather, not much traffic, cheap gas, and a nice long runway. So we make a quick landing and say fill her up. Soon we're back in the air and headed for a small airport in Missouri. Our destination, Lake of the Ozarks. The lake is a reservoir created in 1929, and it's massive with over 1,100 miles of shoreline, which is more than the coast of California. And from above, you can see how the lake winds and twists. The lake has over 70,000 homes built on it and hosts about 5 million people each year. We're staying in a cove here at mile 23. The lake house comes with a boat and jet skis, golf courses also nearby. The lake's pretty busy. It's one of the last weekends of the summer, and everybody's excited to be out on the water. Each September, the lake is the site of an annual race called the Shootout. It's the largest unsanctioned boat race in the U.S., and it's a sight to see. Boatloads of people gather here to watch boats go fast, and fast they go. The race first started in 1988. It was a simple race to see who had the fastest boat on the water. It has grown substantially and now attracts upwards of 70,000 people each September. Even the dogs come out for the show. Some of the people are here to watch, others just to hang out. Swimwear ranges from normal to substantially inappropriate. Luckily, it seems as if there's no COVID in Missouri. Maybe everybody already had it. It's not just fast boats on the water, there's also excitement in the air as biplanes soar and fall and fly and twist and hurl. If you're flying one of these planes, the rule is not to eat breakfast and bring an air sickness bag. The planes even race boats, and at one point are separated by just a few feet of air. Fastest boat of the day? Well, that would be American Ethanol. It made 5 runs and won the Top Gun trophy for the 7th year in a row. The 51-foot catamaran has 4 turbine engines that throw out 9,000 horsepower. And this year it hit 193 miles per hour on its run. Fastest run ever? Well, that would have been 7 years ago. A boat called the Spirit of Qatar clocked in at 244 miles per hour. That's when the race course was 1 mile long. After a serious accident also in 2014, the race course was shortened to 3/4 of a mile. This keeps the speeds down a little bit. The Shootout raises funds for 8 lake area rescue teams and numerous other charitable organizations. Last year, about $400,000 went to 32 different charities and 8 fire departments. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
On Guam, a woman who embezzled over $1 million from a dental office and $2 million from family and friends was sentenced in federal court.
Sinamai Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and here's what's making news on Guam. She's not a victim, but a victimizer. Those were the words used by an assistant U.S. attorney to describe Teresa Adames Pereda. She was sentenced in the District Court of Guam this morning in 2 separate cases involving embezzlement and fraud.
Tearfully addressing the court, Teresa Adames Pereda said that in humility and brokenness, I am sorry. She apologized to her friends and family, to her church family at St. Paul's Church, and to the family of her former employer, Dr. Robert Gatewood. Pereda sentenced this morning for being an accomplice in bilking millions of dollars from friends and family as part of an inheritance scam. She was also sentenced in another case for embezzling more than $1 million from her former boss between 2011 and 2019. During the hearing, Dr. Gatewood saying, "I felt she stabbed me in the back and pierced me through my heart. I felt betrayed." Public Defender Brianna Kotke asking the judge for leniency, pointing out Pereda's cooperation and the disparity in sentences in other jurisdictions as compared to her clients. Pereda asking for mercy. "I have made some mistakes. I can't change, but I have changed so that I don't make the same mistakes." However, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maravik David asking the court to see the defendant not as a victim, but as a victimizer and a serial fraudster. In Dr. Gatewood's case, Pereda wrote a total of 284 fraudulent checks, getting away with over $1.1 million. In the case involving the inheritance scam, she was involved with fleecing at least 36 island residents out of $2.5 million. One of those victims was Nanette Senor. Senor, a caregiver for her elderly father and a disabled brother. She said she believed she was an easy target for Pereda. She told the court that when Pereda approached her about the inheritance scam in 2019, "I was thinking, gosh, I never asked for anything. I wonder if this is God's way of rewarding me for the things I've done to help my family." But when she found out about the scam, she said she felt so stupid and wondered what she did in her life to deserve this. Just before sentencing, District Court Judge John Connor said this case is stunningly distinct in the length of the embezzlement of Dr. Gatewood, the abuse of the trust and friendship that was involved, and then to turn to family and friends not just a few times, but dozens of times, and using religion to persuade people to give up hard-earned money when it had to be obvious. There's no question she knew this was a fraud because she became an active participant. Judge Connor sentenced Pereda to 8 years for the case involving the inheritance scam and 5 years for the embezzlement case involving her former employer. Both sentences are to run concurrently. She must also pay a total of $3 million in restitution for the victims in both cases. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUAM.com or by downloading the KUAM News app, available for iOS or Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
All right, thank you. Coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, did you see those Eagles flying high yesterday? No problem, we got the video.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, International Olympic officials are here this week conducting a sports management workshop, part of the build-up for next summer's Pacific Mini Games. 3 officials arrived this week for a workshop that comes straight from the International Olympic Committee. 7 of the 9 NMI federations hosting competition next summer attended, and the first session last night went well, according to Joey Miranda from Guam.
Enthusiasm coming through from the, especially the newly elected officers who are more than willing to learn the processes in developing their organization. So it's a very good step in working towards the future of Kamasa.
2 members of the Oceania National Olympic Committee are present. Meli Kavu is the chief administrative officer who says these games will take more than a page from the Tokyo Olympic Committee. They're taking the whole playbook.
The challenges we face are the challenges we faced with previous games as well, in terms of just making sure that everything is up to par and we're tracking well. But of course, with the pandemic, there's a lot of issues around that, and I believe that our experience from the Tokyo Games, in terms of the playbook that was used during the games, we're hoping that we can replicate that as well for this upcoming games next year, just making sure that the games will be safe and enjoyable at the same time.
Communications Officer Inoki Bainamarama says hosting an event like this can be a springboard to more international affiliation.
Because in some instances, these become stepping stones to the Pacific Games, and from the Pacific Games, they become qualifiers for the Olympic Games and other regional games. So in order for the NFs to deliver the games, they have to tick off, like I said, is the venue, is the competition schedule in place? Do they have accredited officials to deliver the games and officiate? The interaction with the IFs is important. That's what the Pacific Games does. They will second or detail someone from the International Federation to come down, be on ground and work with the National Federation.
Okay, we're going to have much more on this developing story on Monday's show. After the opening week of high school girls volleyball, the defending champions are looking formidable. Southern High School 2 in the house. Oh, did all those signs point out that the Rays were there? Yeah, they did. Was it a sign that they would win, or did it really mean the signs are really just fans with letters on them? Where did you get a sign? Sign me up. All right, here we go to action. Lady Eagles won both of their sets Tuesday. They won both of their sets yesterday, and their formidable line comes through with many of the same players who won that championship last year, so 1 week. All right, tonight we feature one of the players from the NMI National Women's Soccer Team. My coach said I run like a girl, and I said if he ran a little faster, he could too. Mia Hamm. Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. "16-year-old Christina Attelig is one of the women's nationals that competes in the B division of the men's league for better competition, where they've won 1 game so far.
It's difficult because they're guys, obviously. They're very big and stronger than us. So yeah.
So, make a difference? You win some games, right?
Yeah, we did. But I think it's pretty good for us to win against men, especially against men because we're women.
Most of the team consists of high school age players still developing.
I think our attitude is to mostly improve ourselves as a team, mostly. And if we win, then it's a win.
The Saipan Southern sophomore joined the national team 3 years ago.
Oh, we've improved so much as a team.
How were you able to accomplish that?
I think teamwork, communication, a lot of talking, honestly, yeah.
How about the level of coaching? Does that make a difference?
Oh yeah, the level of coaching makes a difference. Our coaches need to be supportive, and they need to just talk to us about our mistakes and whatever we need to do to improve.
The women's team carries the NMI flag on their uniforms. They always wear those uniforms, even on practice.
I think it's important because we wear uniforms to represent the island. Like, we're a national team, we're going to represent the island. I think that's very important.
Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. Yes, it's Feel Real Good Friday. Time to celebrate the top plays of the week. Hip hip hooray. Coming in at number 3, it's Dev Picani and Caitlin Chavez winning the opening round of the PSS High School Cross Country Championships. Coming in at number 2, it's Ajin Elliott with this power slam for the GCA Lady Eagles. And the top play of the week, Pirates Danny Aguto with this header for the goal, and then he celebrates with a backflip, which sparks his teammate to flip too. Don't flip out. Top play of the week. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
Enjoy September with our Smoothie of the Month, specially priced at $5.50. Blueberry meets mango, and the results are healthy and delicious. Bananas and strawberries are also joining the party along with cinnamon and granola. It's the Smoothie of the Month at Gold's Gym, specially priced at $5.50. Fast food that's good for you too. Gold's Gym, Garapan.
Do you have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.? At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term, daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
Our weather today, the high only 88, felt like 188. The low 77, humidity 73%. Tomorrow more of the same, partly cloudy. Light winds a little bit from the southeast and the south, and the high will be around 89 and low 79. Seas are calm, 3 to 5 feet. Always be careful though. A super low tide tomorrow at noon. Sunrise Saturday at 6:05. Like I said, that lowest tide of the month will be at noon. Sunset at 6:16. It's official. The weekend begins right now. Have a great one. Have a safe one. See you back here Monday. Good night.